it's about that time of the year to clean out the old garden and winterize it. We had a pretty good year with our garden. We save our seeds from year to year. For example, our tomatoes is a cross between beefsteak, the hybrid beefsteak, Abe Lincoln's, and a cherry tomato that we had gotten from the grocery store and happened to like the flavor of it, so we don't know what it is. And it's been about 5 years that they've all commingled, and what we've gotten is a smaller tomato, but it's a mighty fine tomato, and it grows well in this climate because for 5 years we've been saving the seeds over and over and over. So we just got done with the 5th year and we've saved some more seeds again. We've also had some problems in the past with growing traditional chili peppers. They just didn't do that well. Well, this year, after 5 years, they really took off, and I'll show you a little bit of a picture of what we harvested. Way more than what we need for chili peppers. It'll last us for several years. We had kind of a jalapeno type pepper, shape-wise, green pepper, that looked kind of like a jalapeno, but it tasted like a bell pepper, only better than the green bell peppers. I'm not wild about green bell peppers. I do like the red bell peppers. I think there's a bit more flavor in it. And we're still running across some potatoes that we did as a crop last year. Not this past summer, but the summer before. And we were quite successful with musk melons this year, or cantaloupe, whichever way you want to call it. Technically they're cantaloupe, but a lot of people call them musk melon. So those were the successes that we had this year, and it tasted mighty good. Mrs. Old Farmer kind of figured out a way to hold the melons so that they don't rot on the ground. And this is what she had to say about that, and I think it's a good idea.
I found a good adaptation this year was using my old COVID masks to make little hammocks for the cantaloupes that we had vining up on our support here. They became heavy when they were ripening, so I would mount these at the whatever height was required to keep them from pulling too much on the vines, and it worked great. They still got enough sun to ripen and they didn't fall off the vines. But time to put all this stuff to bed.
Before we finish up, I'd like to ask all of you to leave a comment or an asterisk, like, share, and subscribe. I'm a retired person, and there's a lot of people on YouTube that are good people, not abusive people that abuse the system, but they're trying to do a good job, and they're trying to feed their family off of what they get off of YouTube. And YouTube has been getting very nasty lately. As an example, I've had about, I don't know, I lost count, maybe about 50 copyright charges against my channel here, and I won every single one of them, but it was very stressful. I had literally had to threaten suit against YouTube to back off because I had licensed music, and I showed them where it was licensed, and the people who licensed the music contacted YouTube, and they were still causing these problems. The reason why is because from day one, the theme music that I use at the end came off of a different license package, and I lost a lot of views when I started using it because of YouTube claiming copyright issues. So after a while, I got really nasty with them because they were threatening mayhem to me. And so I said, okay, they can't hurt me. The only thing they can basically do is unsubscribe me, and if that happens, fine. Look for me over at archive.org. Archive.org. I'll at least do something over there so that you can find me, so in case I disappear. But I think it's very important for all of us who have gardens to save the seeds and plant them next year. Within a couple of 3 years, your seeds will be acclimated to the area that you live. Many of the reasons why a seed won't grow when you get it in a packet from a seed company is that it's acclimated for an area that these seeds, the plants that start up the shoots, it's too stressful for them. So even if you can get a few plants started from seeds from the packet companies, save the seeds and plant them the following year, maybe a small spot. You don't have to grow a lot, but just keep doing that with the seeds, and you will see that other than for something coming along like not enough rain or some such thing that can affect the garden, you will have a very good garden. And you will enjoy the flavor of the foods because it's acclimated to this area, whether it's my area or your area. So when I say this area, I mean where you have your garden. And most of us haven't moved in the last 5 years or so. It's been 5 years for us. But we only moved 12 miles, so it's still the same area that we're used to for fresh food. Whereas if we went down to, let's say, Florida, our systems aren't acclimated to the food from Florida. So it isn't as beneficial to us as if it was food from our own garden. So that's why I say, gather your seeds, save them in dark containers, don't shock them with heat or cold. And there's enough YouTube channels out there talking about how to save seeds. I'm not going to go into it, but go ahead and save your seeds. And I would say in 3 years' time, you're going to start seeing that you have a fantastic garden. And if you're just starting out with a fresh garden and you just till the land for the first time for your garden, put leaves on top of your garden, put compost on top of it, help enrich your garden for next spring. And for the rest of us, you know, you really don't need to use fertilizers for your garden. Just put the leaves and ground up branches, a little bit sprinkled in, like pepper on a pizza or some such thing like that, and you will find out that you'll have a great garden. We don't use fertilizers other than what we pull off the land here, leaves, grass, things like that, and we're getting a very good garden. Thank you for watching, and please be safe. We'd sure appreciate it if you could subscribe and leave a comment. You know how YouTube behaves. They won't believe you watched a video unless you leave a comment. Also, it would help if you ring the bell and do a thumbs up. As you know, if I find a good channel, I pass it on to you. So if you think it's appropriate, it would sure help if you passed us on to your closest 10,000 friends and family. But above all, give a helping hand to someone today. It's the best gift to give. It'll make you feel good too.
Don't forget to click like, subscribe, share, or ring the bell buttons on the Original Old Farmer channel. We enjoy reading the comments that you leave, and they do help the channel, so keep them coming. And once again, thank you for watching The Original Old Farmer.
The VFW National Home for Children, providing families of veterans and active duty military opportunities for growth and development in a nurturing community. Please consider a donation to help their children and families. I.C. Rhodes speaking.